Hey guys, welcome back to Frenemies. I'm Ian. We're back with more Arrow. Last episode was kind of a Diggle-centered episode, which was awesome. Haven't seen a whole lot of Diggle and Oliver this season, I don't think. First portion of it, he was in prison, so they just haven't had a chance to really work together. Because the second half of the first part of the second half, Diggle was still working at Argus. Now he's working with the police, so there's that. And we met General Stewart, which was really cool, just because another nod to John, who could have been a John Stewart. It was a stepdad. John was told that his dad was killed because a mistake that the general made, but it was a cover story so that John would look at his dad as a hero. Let's see, Elena, or the girl working with Felicity, she might have backstabbed us in the future. She might have taken the root coding of Archer and sold it to Magnus, whatever his name is, and that could have been what started the whole thing in the future. I mean, I'm assuming, seeing as Felicity's set on not making it again, so I'm pretty sure that's how that starts. Oh yeah, we had some flashback, I think, with Mia and Connor. Found out that JJ's the leader of the Deathstroke gang, which is kind of bullcrap. It's just weird because, I mean, obviously we don't know how people are gonna turn out when we see them, when we see them as kids. But whenever we had that scene when Dig was interrogating his son about eating the whole box of cookies, it's just picturing that turning into a leader of a Deathstroke gang. Just like, what kind of, god damn, such a bull. And it's weird that JJ being like the actual son of John, and he turns out to be essentially a criminal in the future, and then Connor, who was originally Turner's son, a criminal in the beginning. I'm pretty sure he's not really a criminal now, even though he's still in prison. He becomes a good guy. He's working with the night, with what's it called? I forgot what it was called. Basically the future's Argus, I think. So yeah, it's just two different. I know the parents' actions and previous lifestyles aren't gonna necessarily have the same, pass on to the kids, but it's just like the fact that one kid came from the parent of a criminal, and another was a family of law enforcement type people, and they wind up on the children wind up on opposite sides of the spectrum. It's just it just sucks. I hate thinking of JJ as a bad guy. I really hope we see him before the end of the season. Including this one, we have 3 episodes left, which is crazy. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's almost over. And then next season's its last, and it's so much shorter. God dang, I'm not looking forward to that. Not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to the break though, in a way. Usually, I hate thinking of the break, of it coming here, and I still am. I hate thinking of that we're not gonna have the show for. That's obviously it's more likely gonna end on a stupid cliffhanger that we're gonna have to hold. That's gonna have to hold us over until the start of the next one. But at the same time, it's just like, man, I get a little bit of a break for these shows. I'm pretty sure that's it for the recap for last episode. I might get reminded during the recap of the actual episode. So we're going to jump into this next episode.
We've got 2 dead guards and one hell of a mess. Your team was on site. I think you better start talking.
Well, that's bull.
Mr. Toth, we're simply offering to help you. What possible reason could you have for turning us down?
Well, I appreciate your concern, but we've got this covered.
Oh man, something fishy.
My team stopped a terrorist attack.
Except it wasn't just your team who was there, was it? There was somebody else there. Somebody besides Mr. Diggle, Miss Smoke, and Mr. Ramirez.
Yes, there was. We thought the Ninth Circle was gonna wipe out Star City. So I made a call.
Oh! No way!
So this is what legit looks like.
That's right. A badge and a bunker.
I thought I'd see you again.
Good seeing you.
Glad you're finally seeing it in person again.
Oh, I miss you so much. Sorry, just a little overly emotional these days. I mean, not overly emotional, not like heightened or anything, because why would that be? I mean, hormones are totally in check, like they always have been.
Felicity.
Nerves of steel.
Hey.
I see it.
Yeah, Roy.
Just like that piece of cake.
Pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Toth.
Well, your new sister. Not a fan.
Ah, what? God dang it.
Take care of him.
This is good. Yeah, flip, Roy.
How are you? You're no worst nightmare.
Virgin little prick. Ah, come on, Roy.
Jeez, lads.
Those guys in the hoods jumped me. After I took out the first one, they just kept coming.
Come on, Roy, come on. I know you can tell. Whoa, that was cool.
I tried to fight back, but there were just too many of them.
Ah!
Emiko, I got her.
Renee?
She's mine. Go secure the device.
Why's she wearing a Green Arrow outfit? At least it looked like she was. And I saw a Green Arrow, I thought. Ooh, this looks bad.
Renee?
Doesn't any part of you think that maybe she's doing all of this because of what your father did to her? That if not for her upbringing, she'd be fighting with us instead of against us.
A big part of me thinks about that. All the time. At a certain point, Renee, people need to take responsibility for their actions.
I spared you once. This time, I won't be so generous.
Why are you doing this?
Because the Queens took everything from me. Now it's my turn to take everything from them.
You're dressed as the new Green Arrow and you killed Dante.
And that proves what? Exactly.
Finding your mother's killer means more to you than the Ninth Circle. Why else would you risk murdering their leader?
You really don't get it. Dante wasn't their leader. I am.
Your mother will hate what you've become.
You're a real pain in the arse, you know that?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, can't just let this happen, bud. Ooh, that was cool. Oh, wow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Stun staff? Ooh, that sucks. Oh! What a kick.
Killer was standing over them. They were gone. Blood everywhere.
And you got a good look at who did it.
It was my sister. Emiko killed those guards.
Why didn't he say it in the first place?
Can't believe we're letting them go. So, how's it look?
Pollard bought it.
And okay, I was wondering if they have
He is concerned, Emiko is the one who killed those guards.
Roy.
If anybody finds out about what we did, our partnership with the SCPD is over, and the same goes for my job. We just risked everything.
That's why we all had to agree. This was the only way.
Oh, hey, cool. Uh-oh.
Hey, what the hell's going on down here?
Roy, no.
Vigilante attack in progress. New Limit Water Metro Station. Roy! Roy, stop it! Look at me! Roy, stop!
He died on the mission.
What are we gonna do?
We have to protect him. How did it happen?
What do you mean?
How'd you die?
How'd you die?
The Thanatos Guild had us surrounded. I tried to get Thea to safety, but I was hit with an arrow, which is ironic. I don't really remember a lot after, except for seeing Nissa and Thea destroy the pit.
The one they used to bring you back.
Yeah. Nissa had the Lotus Elixir. She and Thea thought that we could control the bloodlust, and we did.
Until you didn't.
I keep trying to figure out why. And all I can think of is that maybe the Mirakuru changed something.
Yeah.
You know, I never would have come back here if I would have known what was going to happen.
Oh, hey, Dinah. Thank you for wiping that security camera footage. I could not get there before the cops did.
I thought that was you.
This is over.
Is it? Right now, Sergeant Bingsley is receiving an anonymous gift delivered to his office. The missing security footage from the metro station.
What do you want?
For you to suffer the way I suffered. You and your team are gonna die in there. And I will be out there destroying your legacy. You'll die a villain just like our father did. And I will be the cause of both of your deaths. I had the chance to warn our father about the gambit. It was rigged to explode. And I knew about it. I let our father die because he didn't deserve to live. And neither do you. My brother.
Don't you end with him?
Oliver, come in. John. John, come in. Oliver. Come in, please. Come
in. Well, that... Oh, good. Sergeant Bingley, I think, isn't it? Bingsley. He's getting the footage that was missing. And now, where's Dinah's in the footage? I mean, it'd be extremely terrible in the first place if if it was just the rest of the team, because you know they were all caught lying, and now Dinah is in that footage, and so they'll know that she was covering up with them. God dang it. Could Felicity somehow intercept it somehow? Or fry it? I don't know how she doesn't know about it. unless she heard what Emiko said on Oliver's comm. But don't you have to like activate it? Doesn't he always do this to talk back? Not always, I don't think. Now Oliver knows that Emiko knew about Queen's Gambit. Jesus. He was pissed. And I knew they were going to end it like that. God, I'm so pissed off. Now, I just want to say, I mean, I didn't say it because I immediately disregarded, so I'm not taking credit for the fact that I knew she was in on it. But I was thinking for a split second, like, is she in on it? Like, is it possible she's in? Like, is this like a ploy that they're doing? But I couldn't think of why, so I immediately just disregarded it. I'm like, no, she's coming down hard on them. But yeah, she was actually in on it. So yeah, I'm not taking credit for thinking that because I totally just wiped it away and didn't think that would have been the case. But yeah, so yeah, theory. I said this after the episode mainly because Blind Wave mentioned it, and I didn't even think about it. The episode, I think it was the future episode, Roy went ballistic on that one cop guy. I think he was a cop. I can't remember for sure, but he got punched once and then freaked out and started beating on the guy. There was that theory that they said was that maybe he ended up dying and they brought him back to the Lazarus Pit, and that was the case. And he died by an arrow too. He was trying to get Thea out, and Thea and Nissa were fine, but they brought him back and then destroyed the Lazarus Pit afterwards. That's why he's on the island. He wants to be separate from everybody else so that he doesn't do any more damage. He doesn't kill anybody or get anybody else and put them in danger of being screwed over. Just because of that, the team can get messed up. Like they can probably be in prison if they get found out. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of what happened that the city is the way it is now. Is that why people are looking at vigilantes as bad? Because of that footage being released, they thought, they see Arsenal beating on these two cops. I mean, it could stem from that and then grow from other things that happen. Maybe that the Emiko's plan goes through, and then a lot of people die. Maybe. I'm just trying to think what exactly. Maybe this is why Renee is so against it, like vigilantes in the future before they fix that, like because the fact that they covered up for Roy, and because of Roy, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to think what would have changed Renee's thought process being against vigilantes so harshly. What a way, because like this is the first time Renee meets Roy, and what a freaking way to start that. You see him that he's murdered two cops because of the bloodlust, and apparently the Mirror Crew has somehow messed him up. Obviously, it's not still in the system, but I guess there's that lingering effect where it altered his DNA or something a little bit, or it altered his system somehow to where the bloodlust is worse. It's more ingrained and harder to get rid of if he can. Well, obviously he hasn't yet, but I'm saying if he could later in the future, maybe somehow figure that out. But yeah, in the future he still has that. He's still dealing with that, which again is more than likely why he's on the island, is because anything could set him off. Well, getting hit could set him off. Which sucked, man, because it was really cool seeing Arsenal. It was good seeing Roy back in the present, not just in... Well, he was back in the present too, because I was going to say, there was also some flashbacks, but it was flashbacks of the present, so, we didn't see any future stuff today. It was just great having him back, and it was a surprise, because, it was cool seeing Roy in the, in the future stuff, but, like, I don't know, something having him here with us, with the team, it was just so much, it meant more. And we haven't also seen Roy do much in the future, that really. He did more so in the beginning than he's done recently. But it was awesome just having him back, and then it sucks that this is what it turns out to be, they have to cover up what he did because, obviously, one, he didn't mean to do it, and two, if they don't, then the whole vigilante, like their Black Ops kind of group is going to be disbanded, and more than likely Roy would be in prison at least. I don't know about the rest of them. Because if they hadn't covered it up, then they wouldn't necessarily be in danger of that. But then they were working with him. I don't know. Because they're the ones that brought him in the first place. They all lied really well though. Because Diggs said he came in, and then that's when he saw Renee, and then Renee says he was there. There was somebody there who was there a few seconds before. It was Oliver, and I don't know, the way it was just the way they. I mean, I don't know how much of that was on the fly and how much of it is they discuss between themselves. That is a very elaborate lie. Like the first they tell a lie here, then it goes there. I mean, it makes sense that they, it makes it a little more believable, in a sense. It makes it a little more believable, Jesus, when they tell a lie at first, and then they're kind of sort of pushed into corners where they're almost forced to tell the truth of what actually happened. But also the fact when they tell a lie, it makes the next thing they say harder to believe. But then there's the fact that somebody else backed up the new thing they said. Then I don't know, it worked out really well. Like obviously they kind of bought the lie. The lie went through, but I don't know, just planning that lie. If majority of that was planned out, which I'm assuming it would be, some of it would have to be on the fly, but it was just well coordinated with them. It was impressive, even though it kind of sucks now that it's going to be all untied by the footage that Emiko is sending them. I really hope they get to it before he can see it, and maybe like fry the footage or something somehow. Yeah, I mean, I wrote a lot down, but a lot of it had to do with like the interrogation and Dinah getting on the team and how it seemed like she was almost not turning on them. I mean, some of the parts I got, it was like, well, she has to, she's also a cop, and this does look very suspect. She wasn't there. But all of it was kind of made moot when we found out she was in on it. So, there goes that. But she did her part good. I mean, did her part well. Yeah, Jesus, grammar. Because I bought it. Again, I thought for a second maybe she was in on it, but then I just completely disregarded it. I was trying not to get too upset at her, because I was trying to keep in mind that it is also her job. This didn't look very... this didn't look good, and I was questioning like who did it too. Like at first I thought maybe Roy, and I didn't think Oliver did. I thought maybe he was covering up for it. And I was for a little bit I was like Felicity, but then I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Why would Felicity just beat these cops? And how would she get the up on them too? Because no offense, but Felicity would need that would be the good. But they're the ones that shot they're the ones that they're the ones that fired their guns. And if they were beaten with the pipe, so I mean, I don't know she's not quick enough, and she doesn't have the weight or the strength behind a swing to beat them to death before the other one can get on her. So I don't know, it just didn't work out. It didn't piece together, and it also didn't make sense why Felicity again why would she kill the cops? Like she has no reason to. Or cops or guards, either way. But yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be Dig. I knew it wasn't going to be Oliver or Felicity. Well, for the most part, yeah, Felicity. And then I thought Roy had actually been knocked out. Well, yeah, thought he was actually knocked out. But yeah, he was the one that did it. And all my questioning Dinah and what actually happened was left moot. So... unfortunately that's pretty much all I have. It was a great episode, but like in terms of discussion, all my crap was answered. So I'm just wondering how they're gonna deal with this, like how they're gonna get out of how Oliver's like pinned between two slabs of rock, but I think they're being kept up by the crap. What's it called? I completely blanked on what those things are called. The pole, the interlaying and the cement. I'm so sorry, Jesus. But those things are separating the slabs of huge chunks of rock, cement, whatever, that should be crushing Oliver. And I was worried that it was because the way it was panning out, it was kind of reminiscent of season 1 when Tommy died. I kind of hated that so much. But I was worried that you're gonna see like through a rebar. I think that's what it's called. Through Oliver. I mean, because Tommy died from that. I mean, they could write it to... I mean, To be fair, Oliver did take a sword through the stomach and survive that somehow. But I don't know. I'm just so worried about them being found out. You know, they covered up Roy murdering those guys, those guards. And God, they're gonna. We have 2 episodes left. I mean, it's gonna be the season finale. A lot of bad can happen next episode, and the episode after, until it ends at a maybe we win. I don't know. I really don't know, because of how the future looks in the flash forwards. I don't know where that's gonna go. I don't know where. It's questionable where the season finale for this season can go, because I'm pretty sure Felicity is gonna be ending up at the cabin, considering that Emily's gonna be leaving this season after this season, or she's left now, seeing as they're done filming. So, God, this is just not good. This is not looking good for us, the team. I feel terrible for Roy. It sucks, man. It was great seeing Roy, and then they just ripped that from us by making it that he died and he has bloodlust now, and it's all just going downhill. I guess that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you want to check out the rest of our stuff, go to the bell right next to me. And if you want to stick around for the next episode, go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you want to be notified whenever our videos go ahead, go ahead and click the bell icon down below. Again, guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you next week.